Hello, my name is Anna. I have always done my best to build strong relationships, but inexplicably, the men I got involved with always ended up pulling away. At first, the relationships always seemed promising. We would go out, have fun, talk about the future, make plans, but gradually they started to distance themselves. The messages became less frequent, the dates more scarce, and the connection that once seemed so strong began to fade. This broke my heart. After several failed attempts, I went to see my counselor, John. I looked at him with eyes full of doubt, as if I were carrying the weight of all my past romantic disappointments. "John, is the problem me?" I asked. There was pain, fear, the fear that so many women know well, the fear of ending up alone. I was tired of imagining a future without someone to share my life with, without that true love that everyone seemed to find, but I couldn't. John told me that I had lost hope and it was affecting my self-esteem. I thought maybe I wasn't good enough, maybe I was destined never to find the love I so deeply desired. It was then that he shared with me a secret that not only changed my life, but also the lives of countless other women. A secret that awakened something deep inside men, making them see me in a completely new way, as someone they want by their side forever. I decided to trust him and follow what he taught me. And that's when something incredible, almost magical happened. Little did I know that I was about to experience the greatest transformation of my love life. I told John everything with a mix of surprise and excitement. I had been invited to my 30th high school reunion, and I knew I would run into some old flames there. The anticipation and nervousness were high, but I was also determined to test everything we had talked about and apply each of the steps he taught me to stop being invisible. When I arrived at the party, I felt that familiar nervousness I used to feel in situations like this, but this time something was different. I was more confident. I knew what to do. As I looked around, I recognized faces from the past, including Julian, my first love. He was as handsome as ever, and to my surprise, still single. He seemed to be at the center of attention, with several women discreetly trying to catch his eye. I confess that for a moment I felt that old pang of insecurity, but then quickly remembered the techniques we had discussed. I took a deep breath and decided that this would be the moment to act differently. I knew I didn't need to compete for attention. Instead of trying to stand out, I applied what I had learned: confident posture, calm energy, and most importantly, presence. Instead of trying to be noticed, I decided to be impossible to ignore. And that's exactly what happened. When my eyes finally met Julian's, something changed. He, who had been surrounded by the attention of other women, simply couldn't take his eyes off me. He seemed mesmerized, as if drawn by a force he couldn't understand. Julian approached me, completely ignoring the other women. We started talking, and it was as if time had stopped. He was completely focused on me, finding ways to keep the conversation going, to get even closer. I felt that for the first time, the power was in my hands. I didn't need to make an effort. I didn't need to do anything extraordinary. It was just a matter of applying the techniques that awaken this deep and authentic attraction. After that night, Julian didn't stop reaching out to me. He kept sending messages, wanting to see me, and I knew he was deeply interested in a way that had never happened before. And all this happened because that night I decided to be seen in a completely new way. My transformation was so powerful that even I was surprised. I told John something that stayed with me. "John, I never imagined it was possible to have this kind of impact, but now I see it was always possible. I just didn't know how." But the most incredible part of my story happened after that. 2 years after that unforgettable reunion, Julian and I got married. What started as a rekindled spark at the party blossomed into a deep, lasting love. I told John that the transformation wasn't just in how Julian saw me that night. It was in how our relationship continued to evolve. For the first time, I felt truly seen, valued, and cherished in a way I had never experienced before. I shared that Julian often tells me how he knew, from the moment our eyes met at the party, that something about me had changed. He couldn't stop thinking about me, and the connection we rebuilt that night only grew stronger with time. Now we're living a life together that I once thought was out of reach. A marriage filled with mutual respect, deep affection, and a bond that feels unbreakable. My story is a testament to the power of these techniques. What I experienced wasn't luck or coincidence. It was the result of applying a series of steps that awakened something deep within men, making them genuinely and irresistibly want to be by your side. It didn't just create attraction, it built the foundation for a lasting and meaningful relationship.